Hello everyone, welcome. My name's Luke. I'm a UK driver of 19 years experience. I'm not an expert, but I like to use dashcam footage to show my thoughts and opinions on actually driving safer in the UK. Maybe put a bit of a spin on the traditional dashcam footage videos that can be quite boring. If you find anything useful or enjoyable about this video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. So I'm mainly aiming these videos at people who are maybe a little bit less confident on the road. As I said, I'm not an expert or a driving instructor, but I feel like I do have some knowledge or some ideas that might be useful to somebody, and it's also a good way for me to reflect on my own ideas when I'm driving as well. When I look back at this kind of footage, think about what I'm seeing, and it can actually help me improve my own skills. So watching this next clip, we've got pedestrians here. We can see somebody waiting on the left side at the bus stop. We've got somebody coming along the pavement here, which looks to be a parent with a buggy or a pram or something. So it's quite like built up resident area, you know, people are on foot here. There's probably cyclists. Looks to be a cycle lane here. So yeah, there's a lot of people using this main road. It can get busy. We've got a line of traffic and a standstill, probably a keep clear zone just on the road ahead, and this car is pulling out here because it knows there's space and it wants to join onto the opposite lane. Yeah, pretty big smash there. That's a lot of damage on the yellow vehicle. I think even this white car here that's just pulled out is actually involved in the accident, and what I think's happened here is the vehicle that's coming across is very eager to get into the lane, and it may have put a lot of trust in the vehicles that are standing still, like maybe someone's flashed the lights, for example, to say it's clear. When it comes to things like this, you have to be so cautious. You have to make your own judgment. You must never rely on anybody else's judgment. Never. No matter how confident you feel about what they're telling you, if the lanes are clear or if it's safe to make a maneuver. That's what I assume has happened here. This person's either put a lot of faith into the other drivers signaling that the road's clear, or they've misjudged the maneuver. My main conclusion is if you're leaving your judgment down to somebody else who just happens to say, yeah, it's clear, it's safe, you're leaving yourself at a big risk of accidents and incidents. You always have to make your own judgment. So this next clip here, we've got a nice flow of traffic moving nice and steady, and the dashcam car is stopping to allow some traffic out, trying to do a nice thing, and then it turns kind of awkward and sour. Obviously the driver is trying to do the nice thing, but in this situation the best thing would have been to actually just carry on with the flow of the traffic. I think we don't know like what's behind the dash cam. It could actually be a completely empty road behind this, which makes it even more awkward, because you would just drive on because there's space for the cars at that point. You see, you know, it's nice to let people out. It's also nice to be let out when other people are courteous to you, but sometimes it's better to remain predictable, and that's what's caused this standstill. And the dash cam car just keep going in the flow of traffic. Those vehicles on the left there, they will find their way out when the time is right. So on this next clip, to me it seems really silly because there's not a lot of traffic. It's not like rush hour traffic or anything. It's quite calm and peaceful driving on this road. You can see on the other side there's, you know, not too much traffic. I don't know why you would place your car side by side here like this, you know. I usually end up just behind because I'm not in a rush to get ahead of everyone like some of these drivers appear to be. Yeah, this one's just really silly. It's just like a misunderstanding. I think the lesson is, or you know, the idea to think of when you're in situations like this is why are you going side by side with the car? What's the reason? This is a really like sad clip. It's really embarrassing actually. We've got two lanes. One is for straight on and left, and the other outside lane is for the right. Okay, I understand. Like the car on the right hand lane, the white car, it shouldn't be in that lane and it shouldn't be going straight ahead, but the camera car is the reaction that we're looking for. Like this is the stuff that you just have to let go when you're driving. You can't be angry and upset to this point. You can see the car is now tailgating the Volkswagen ahead. It's unnecessary. It's all happened and it should be over and dealt with within a second. There's nothing you can change and there's no point driving aggressively. Yeah, okay, the white car is in the wrong, now you let it go, right? So be it, right? Yeah, it's just embarrassing. People drive like this all the time, like it's a normal driving habit. You have to learn to let things slide on the road. Yeah, okay, the white Volkswagen's driving like a bit of an idiot, but I think it's a fair comment to say that the dashcam driver is equally as bad at this point, you know. Just avoid situations like this. I think this video is going to be full of incriminating footage for dashcam drivers. If you watch this one, the guy is attacking the roundabout, and look at the speed difference. Like, just look how quickly he's closing up. There's like a fuel tanker. Look at that heavy vehicle, like absolutely massive. This thing weighs tons. The sad thing is he's sped all the way up to the traffic like that. He could have easily just been on the inside lane because he wants to move around the roundabout. Like he's going round. He didn't want to take that exit over there ahead of us. He wants to go round the roundabout. This whole thing could have been avoided. Too much speed on the roundabout, a lot of congestion, some big vehicles all sort of moving at a sensible speed, and one guy who's coming in attacking the roundabout like it's a Formula One race. Just embarrassing. Just take your time, guys. Again, guys, we've got another one. It's an attacking driver on the roundabouts. Look, there's just no need for it. This is so awkward. These people highlight footage of themselves driving like absolute twats. Look at the speed. There's so much traffic here waiting, and look at the speed that this person arrives. It's embarrassing. No wonder there's going to be an awkward situation or an encounter with another driver. Like, it's just, you're just asking for it when you attack a roundabout like that. And then it turns into a standoff. You see this all the time. Just because one car has gotten ahead of the other car. It's just like arrogant drivers who always think they know they're in the right. They always think they know best. And then they end up with really silly encounters like this, just stressing themselves out, getting angry, getting upset. Every roundabout clip I see like this in this video is just it's just a lesson on just take your time. Just take your time a bit more. Make your maneuvers like as visible as possible, like your intentions. Like make your intentions clear with your signals and your maneuvers. Do it all in methodical pattern. Take your time at roundabouts. Don't drive like these clowns who attack the roundabouts like it's a racetrack. Alright, so we've got some interesting clips here. Something a little different. A big junction, big cross section, and some potential red light runners, I think. The dash cam, the car has done well here to hold its ground, because there's nothing you could do in this situation. Like if the cars, we don't know if there's possibly some malfunction with the lights. I mean, it does happen, but yeah, maybe it's just red light runners. But you know, it's one of those things. Like it's really important not to jump lights like when they're red, and even be very cautious like on amber as well, because you know, some people are so keen to get going, like even before the lights have hit green. They're risking it to go even after the lights have turned red. Like you just, you know, this cam car's done well. It's sensible. This is what you do. Like there's no point forcing your car out at this point. You just, you know, wait and double check. I know you want to get on with your journey, but you know, it's better to be safe than sorry, right? And this second clip is kind of similar. The vehicle on the right is pulling out. It's clearly red. You can see the red light here. You can see the red light. So yeah, that vehicle on the right should not have been moving. But this dash cam car does not something that's not right. You see, the first clip, the dash cam car did well to react in a correct way, and this dash cam car has done not so well. And yeah, basically pulled out, blocked the vehicle. I understand that the light is green. It's their turn. But the reaction is like completely different, right? The actual driver's reaction is night and day difference. So this next clip here, we got the little mini roundabout, vehicle approaching on the left side and decides to make the maneuver ahead of, you know, the car that it supposedly should be waiting for, right? Give way to the right. This happens quite often as well. It's I'd say that like this video clip is marginal, because if you see the silver vehicle, like it probably should have waited at that point, but thankfully the speeds are kind of slow. You can see like both vehicles are kind of going at a steady speed, so it's not super dangerous. But what I would say is you have to remember, like some people, when they get to the junction, like if they're at the roundabout before you, I mean, if their vehicle is there ahead of you, they're allowed to make the maneuver. They don't have to. They wouldn't be giving way to the right if they're already at the roundabout and they're making their maneuver. You see what I mean? You have to wait for them to finish their maneuver, right? That's why I say this clip is kind of marginal, and thankfully like both the cars are going sensible speed. The dash cam, you know, it's annoying. You didn't give way to the right. I'm really annoyed. I'm really peed off. I'm going to beat my horn. I get it, but just like slowing down and, you know, just slowing down. Let that silver car have its maneuver, because it was marginal, but it kind of was there ahead of the cam car. Just let it be. Just let it slide. Now, remember what I said about the previous clip on the roundabout? The silver car kind of did have the right to go onto the roundabout first, as it was there ahead of the cam car. This is like, almost like the opposite. The vehicle over there on the opposite side of the road is definitely not at the roundabout right in time. You can see the dash cam car is already on the roundabout making the maneuver, and yeah, this BMW silver car should not be pulling out. So it's kind of like the opposite of the roundabout clip that we just looked at a moment ago. I would say the benefit of hindsight or whatever, that BMW BMW car may be looking ahead at this dash cam car, and we don't know whether there's any indicators, any signals on this dash cam car. For all we know, it could have no signals, and the BMW has assumed it's going straight ahead. You know, a lot of people like to drive roundabouts without signals, and they just assume everyone else is a psychic. You know, it happens so frequently, and just an awkward encounter, really, this one. I think the lesson is, like, when you're driving, you just don't assume anything is yours, right? Don't assume anything is going to play out the way you expect it to, because 9 times out of 10 it doesn't. Nothing wrong with this clip at all, absolutely nothing. The driver with the dash cam should have slowed down, should have just lifted off a little bit, half a second, maybe a second of lifting off, or a slight tap of the little gentle nudge of the brakes. Like, guys, if you see a car at this point, you see this car, like at this point, at this moment, you're gonna have to slow down, you're gonna have to lift off, you're gonna have to, unless you want to crash into the side of that car, then so be it. But there's no point getting upset or beeping your horn or making a deal out of it. You can see this car coming across from a mile away. Don't let it get to you. Don't let it upset you. Or sorry, don't react to it, I should say. This is why I say as well, like so many times I say it in my videos, this is why you back off. This is why you let it go as quickly as possible. Let it go and back off. Because look, this white Ford Fiesta, Focus, whatever that is, stamping on the brakes, like they're actually like happy to stamp on the brakes in their vehicle in front of your vehicle. Like, you just don't know what people are going to do. People are so unpredictable. The only way it can be avoided is you instantly have to be the bigger person, the more intelligent person, the more calm person, and just let it slide and move away. Just give them space. You don't want someone slamming their brakes in front of you, because you know you might not react in time. Yeah, this is bad driving from the dash cam. You do not need to force your vehicle into that space. Look how they accelerate here. Like, look at the position of the van, like the actual trajectory of the van, like where it's facing, and then the dash cam car like squeezing into this space. Why would you drive like that? You just don't do it. You're just asking for trouble. Like, we're behind the van. There's no need to catch up or be beside the van. Don't drive roundabouts like this, guys. You have to be predictable, systematic in the way that you do your maneuvers. Like, you make your intentions look obvious. Like, this is just bullying. This person is just driving like a bully. And now look, we got a standstill. Like, you've postponed your journey, all in the name of like just getting ahead of that one vehicle. It's almost like kind of similar to the previous roundabout clip, but with some added excitement. So this dash cam footage is showing, like, for some reason it has to accelerate on the actual roundabout. It's like the same thing as the previous clip. Gotta speed up on the roundabout, guys. Gotta box all those cars in as closely and tight as possible. You can see the signage here. I mean, the dash cam driver probably doesn't see it. Maybe they don't know this road or something. I don't know. But this is a bus lane here on the left. So the left-hand lane is merging to the right. You can see the silver car ahead moves to where it needs to go. And it's obvious, like, it's so obvious what this black BMW is gonna do. It has every right to do it as well. It's even ahead of the dash cam, right? It's even ahead of the dash cam at this point. You don't need to get this close. You don't need to drive this close. And obviously the X5, like, ahead, the guy's annoyed. He's rightfully so. He's annoyed. Like, he's been almost like blocked off. It happens at the beginning of the clip. The guy is like really reluctant to let him into the lane. The dash cam's really reluctant to let him in the lane. At this point, like, speeds up on the roundabout, kind of like shrouding his vehicle around the black BMW. Like, that's annoying. Like, you're closing off the space, like you're blocking the car. And then again, when it has every right to move across here, the dash cam car should have seen and should have known it's gonna move across. At this point, concede. Like, you should have conceded ages ago, but just concede. Just let him have the road. But still, it continues. The closed offness of the vehicles is unnecessary. Everything in this clip can be avoided just by being less aggressive and just making a bit of space for everyone around you, your vehicle and all the other road users. Don't drive like a bully, guys. That's all it is. Like, don't have a bully mentality. Don't drive like you own the road, and these things will be avoided. I've said this in one of my videos before, but I'm telling you, there's this like pandemic on people's brains, like motorist brains, where they have to be in control and they have to be the sheriff of the road, like, and get to tell people who and what and how they can drive. I feel like this is like a perfect clip. Like, this car, how long does this car need to pull out of this junction? Why is it not capable of getting up to speed? Like, why is it not capable? It has years to get out of here and get up to speed. And as soon as you get in focus of that vehicle, you can see the driver has already got his hands off the wheels, like to say, what's your problem? It's like it's all premeditated, I tell you. Some people do drive like that. Some people are serious, like, control freaks when it comes to being on the road. I like the van that just goes past on the right. It's just not having none of it. I honestly think this white Fiesta was just only trying to make a point. Like, it just wanted this cam car to slow down. It was just trying to be the speed police, the sheriff. It's like a little comedy sketch, this one. The two cars ahead, like some serious ego trips, some very, very arrogant drivers, all in the name of like who gets to have their car in front of the other. Like, it's pathetic, embarrassing driving. The question is, with these two cars, like, who has the more fragile ego? Okay, we should do like a guessing game, like in the comments below. Which one of these vehicles drivers has the more fragile ego? Is it the equivalent to an eggshell, or is it the equivalent to wet cardboard? You can't drive on the roads and get so worked up internally that this kind of reaction is normal. Okay, it just isn't. And the car is incriminating itself middle of the day, like, or maybe it's like, I don't know, maybe it's like 5 p.m. in the evening or whatever. There's no time for driving like this, all in the name of like gaining a few extra spots. Serious road rage. These two drivers should be punished to prevent this in the future. These people are too angry and too unstable. Why should I have to put up with this crap? Like, when I drive sensibly and I try to give people the benefit of the doubt and I try be responsible on the roads, why should I have to share it with absolute twats like this? Do you feel like that, guys?